Hi, Terry Gillespie here, and welcome to Book Pre-Review, the books I'm excited to read. And this is episode 39, and I am so excited to talk about my featured book this week, and it is The Fairyeater. And this is the Fairy Guardian Chronicles, Book 1. And it is written by award-winning author Pam Halter. And this book comes in paperback and eBook, and it is young adult, which is between 13 and 18 years old. And this is considered dark fantasy and folklore. And our author, Pam Halter, whom I lovingly call Pammy Halter. Pam's website is www.pamhalter.com. And you saw the website, but if you didn't write it down quick enough, don't worry, because in that description section down below, you'll have, I've supplied all the links that we're going to talk about in this episode. And on your way down to that description section, when you see the subscribe button, if you could go ahead and click on that button, and when that little dingy bell comes up, click on that as well, and you won't miss a single episode when I post one, which is kind of cool. So this is a bio excerpt of Pammy. Growing up in South Jersey, my neighborhood was mostly boys, and I was soon able to do anything the boys could do. We made up games, built forts, and filmed our own movies. That's a girl after my own heart. I did similar things. It was a creative kid's paradise. Little wonder I wanted to be a writer. Before I could put thoughts on paper, I created stories for my younger sister and storylines for our dolls to act out. As I got older, I wrote skits for Girl Scouts and the church youth group. An avid reader, I devoured every book I could get my hands on and finished many of them by flashlight under the canopy of my blanket, well past bedtime. But life can sometimes interrupt our dreams, and for a long while I forgot I wanted to write. A tragedy in my life returned my love of writing, and I began writing children's book. My first picture book, Beatrice Loses Her Doll, that's ironic, was picked up by Concordia Publishing House in 1998 and released in 2001. Today, I'm a mom, grandmother, writer, and editor. I am part of Realm Makers, Story Crafters, and I was a part of Story Crafters too when I lived in Philadelphia, and The Crew, a private critique group. They have been instrumental in developing my writing skills. God has brought friends to encourage and support me, and I pray I give back as much as I have received. And I can say that, yes, she has, at least for me. These are the publisher notes. All 15-year-old Akila has ever wanted is an ordinary family who will love her, but the only mother she has ever known is the old hag Kresma, who berates her night and day. Why did the old woman even take her in? But Kresma knows her charge is no ordinary child. She can see the auras surrounding living things and can communicate fairies. And the birthmark on her palm reveals a secret Kresma must hold close for the child's safety. A secret that the witch Zmet hunts for day and night, drying and eating fairies for the power they contain. Ew. When Akila discovers her fate lies in the next fairy guardian, all hope for an ordinary life dissipates like the dreams they were. She must protect the fairies from the witch and an even darker power that threatens them all. Akila is unwillingly thrust into an adventure that will not end until she decides to accept her fate and give up on her dream, maybe even her life. So you can purchase Fairyeater at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. And if it's not at your local retailers, what do? Ask for it. My reviews are posted on applicable venues like Amazon, BookBub, Goodreads, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, NetGalley, and ChristianBook.com. And also, if you can, and if you haven't already, when you're down in that description section, I will also have a link to sign up for my newsletter. And my newsletter comes out monthly. And in that newsletter, there will be information on the different authors that I interview, and those authors are giving away books. And there's also going to be some special prizes that will be happening soon on my next book that's coming out. Also, oh yeah, and I have 2 free gifts when you sign up for the newsletter. One is the first chapter of the 3rd book and the final book of the Hair Maven series, Really Bad Hair Day. And by the way, that's it sitting on my credenza back there. And you'll get a little sample of that new book. And also the second gift will arrive a week later, and it is a downloadable little booklet that people have been sending emails and telling me that it's been a real blessing, and I hope it'll be a real blessing to you as well. Also, I went ahead and put a link to my books as well. So if you could also follow, subscribe, and like my Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, BookBubs, Goodreads, and MeWe social media sites, I would sure appreciate it. Thanks again for stopping by this week. There'll be more next week, and I hope to see you. God bless, and keep reading.